The episode starts with Invincible taking a beating from the Immortal and absorbing the punches like it was nothing more than a mosquito bite, probably even lower than that. Invincible starts punching back and telling the Immortal that he is trying to save lives. Immortal doesn't believe him and starts choking him out, right before Omni Man joins the scene and cuts Immortal's hands off. Omni Man removes his head from his body, and Invincible crushes it. They overlook a destroyed city, and a repeating video recording plays, where Invincible explains how he took over the world with Omni Man, but also how that is a good thing for the people of Earth, and they need to stop resisting, or they will punish them more. Meanwhile, we follow a mysterious man as he walks through the ruined city and enters a secret base that houses all the rebels. We learn his name is Angstrom, and he meets with Robot and Adam Eve, who has a new look in this post-apocalyptic hellhole. Robot asks for the null energy that Angstrom was supposed to get. It appears to be something that can be used as a weapon against Omni Man. Their secrecy is short-lived as Omni Man and Invincible smash their way through the ceiling and begin attacking them. Robot tries to use the null energy weapon on Omni Man, but it fails to even scratch him, and Omni Man leaves him to die. Invincible, on the other hand, fails to change Eve's mind, so he ends up paralyzing her. They then move their focus back to Angstrom, but a portal opens up and takes him somewhere different. If you're into animation recaps, then Inky Myths will be your go-to for manga recaps, the ultimate hub where your favorite manga and webtoons come alive in thrilling summaries. Whether you're catching up on the latest chapters or revisiting old favorites, we've got you covered. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, like, and join us as we uncover the ink-stained tales of adventure and myth. We are then taken back to what we presume is our past, or maybe the original timeline, and we see Invincible dealing with the aftermath of his father's crash-out, and how he is silently helping everyone in the city and taking on villains without taking credit, while he deals with the trauma that he suffered. His mother is also healing in her own way, and comforts him before they take the important step to get back to their respective lives, school, and work. We then see the Mauler twins back in prison, and taunting Pete the guard before portals open right behind them, allowing them to just walk through and be free. They get teleported to some kind of ruin and meet with Angstrom. The Mauler twins quickly figure out how Angstrom is hopping through dimensions, but they still want to know why they are here. Angstrom says he needs their help, and they either accept or be left in this dying universe forever. They reluctantly accept. Invincible returns back to school, and everyone is looking at him with intrigue. His bully approaches him, but instead of being annoying, he hugs him and says that he is sorry that his dad died, not knowing Omni Man was Invincible's dad. Amber comes quickly and snatches Invincible away from the crowd to have a one-on-one talk with him. She tries convincing him that it wasn't his fault all these people died, but he is not convinced. Invincible then schedules a meeting with Cecil and tries to convince him to get back into the superhero game and save more lives. Cecil refuses and thinks Invincible needs some time off because he is still suffering from his trauma and he needs a clear head. Invincible is frustrated with the sentiment. Cecil goes back to the base and watches as the new Guardians have a hard time dealing with a giant that has the mental capacity of an 8-year-old. Rudy sets up a perfect plan to take him out, but stumbles and freezes in fear as the giant prepares to step on him. Monster Girl saves him and has a talk with him about his new feeling of fear and his growing humanity. Meanwhile, Angstrom shows the Mauler twins the device he wants them working on, but they ask him about his true intentions and how they are going to benefit from it. Angstrom tells them about his power to enter any dimension he wants, and then shows them every version of himself he invited from several dimensions. He tells them about his goal to save every world and spread peace and prosperity, and he plans on doing that by connecting all his variants throughout the machine and copying their collective thoughts and memories onto himself so that he could solve the bigger puzzle. In return, the Mauler twins will get to choose whatever universe they desire and live in it carefree. Debbie comes back to her house, only to be surprised to see Olga already waiting for her and preparing dinner. Olga tells her she got through the back door and they have a talk that devolves into Olga comforting Debbie about Omni Man. Invincible comes back home but leaves them immediately and goes up to his room. Olga tells Debbie she can't help him if she doesn't help herself and gives her a card to some place that helped Olga, but Debbie brushes her concern off. Meanwhile, Cecil goes off on the new Guardians about their latest and continuous fuck-ups. He removes Rudy from leadership and puts the Immortal in his place. He also introduces new muscle to the team in the form of Bulletproof, who Rexplode tries to taunt, but ultimately gets embarrassed by. Invincible meets Adam Eve at school, and they catch up on their respective lives so far. Eve tells him about her new accommodation being boring sometimes, and Invincible can't find the words to even have a conversation with her. It all comes back to him fearing that he will be like his father, but Eve reassures him that he will never be. Meanwhile, Cecil is being informed about the Mauler twins being tracked and building something big and possibly dangerous. Invincible interrupts their little meeting and tries to plead with Cecil that he will follow all his orders, but he just wants to be out there. Cecil caves in and gives him an earpiece. The Mauler twins finish with their machine preparations as all Angstrom variants sit and connect their minds to it. They power up the machine, and the original Angstrom takes seat as he starts synchronizing all of his variants' minds and memories. The process seems to be going perfectly stable. That is, of course, until Invincible breaks through. Invincible is confused, and he explains what he sees to Cecil. So Cecil tells him to just shut it down. The Mauler twins dare Invincible to stop them, and he gets happy, knowing he technically got consent to beat the ever-living shit out of them. They fight, and Angstrom tries to tell Invincible to stop what he is doing and listen to him because it is for the greater good. But Invincible is definitely not convinced, and he just keeps on doing what he is doing. Angstrom then tells him he was sorry and teleports several Maulers to team up and take Invincible out. They gang up on him and beat him to a bloody pulp. Angstrom tells them to not kill him, but they don't bother with his requests and enjoy slowly killing Invincible. Angstrom gets so infuriated at them and refuses to build his empire on blood. So he takes off the helmet that was synchronizing all the variants' minds in the middle of the transfer, which causes the machine to spiral out and explode, evaporating almost everyone in the room. Invincible wakes up to the charred remains of the Maulers and all the Angstroms. He is distraught at what he has done, but the Guardians and even Cecil are proud of him and how he stopped what they were doing, while Invincible thinks nobody, not even the Maulers, deserved this. Invincible returns back to his home and wakes his mother up as she was slumped on the kitchen counter. She sees him all bruised up, but he eases her concern and tells her he returned to working with Cecil and took care of some Maulers. She then shows him a letter that came to him with a university signature. He goes and visits his girlfriend Amber, and they open their letters together to find out that they will both be attending the university. It makes them happy to know they would still be together during the time. Invincible goes back home and is stopped by Immortal, who tells him that he doesn't trust him and that he will be watching him. We then see how one of the original Maulers survived the blast but got half his body melted. He traverses through the ruins and hears something in the rubble, mistaking it for his brother, only for it to be none other than Angstrom, who now has his brain mutated and his memories messed up. He sees how Invincible killed so many of his loved ones across universes and vows to kill him himself. A really good opener to the new season, I thought. I kind of see the vision, but I am not so sure about introducing a multiverse into Invincible. This might be multiverse fatigue speaking, and Invincible might actually tackle it in a much better and sensible way. But I digress. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me, what do you think of this episode? Do you think it was a good opener for the new season after the wait? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.